So, what did we say? Our provisional plan today was number 4, wasn't it? Uphill, downhill. We read the work, we've done the quiz, which is great. Still happy to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Any idea where we might do it? I mean, I've got a place in mind that works quite well, but if you can think of somewhere.
Not really, because the only place I can think it's the hill is too busy around here. There's too many cars parked and overtaken. And
so you're happy to go with my choice?
Yeah.
Right, a little drive, it's not too far. So in terms of last week's stuff, let's have a look at what we've got. You enjoyed the steering lesson, found changing gears a bit harder, but still went well. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Cool. It all works quite well. You've done the workbook for today?
I think so. I don't think I did the manoeuvre one.
That's okay.
But I did the other one.
Let's have a little look then. Get off. Yes, it did.
But remember, I know I did it the other day. So.
That's good. Cool. Very good. Splendid. It's kind of common sense stuff, really, isn't it? But while we're driving across to where we're going, do you think it might be useful to you if we just had a little chat about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it? Do you think that would help or not?
Especially if you take parked cars and stuff, because I'm not sure about that. So.
Well, we're just about to do that, aren't we? And we're moving off at an angle. So what sort of speed do you think we should be pulling away here because of the limited view?
Quite slow.
Should we use a signal here or not? What do you think?
It depends if anybody's... Probably. Because then at least everybody knows where you're going.
That's right. We're kind of hidden a bit, aren't we?
Yeah.
And there might just be somebody behind there, so it might help.
Or they might think that we're parked and they're going to try and overtake us.
That's right. As we go past here, we will put a signal on because we weren't so sure. But if there's nobody about, you don't need to. Now then, what about here? Ah, that's interesting. Because we were already in the gap. They were probably going to have to wait, weren't they? It doesn't mean, of course, that they will. So do you think they've parked around the corner?
Could have done, but they might have just gone, or they might be waiting.
Because it's a single carriageway, or a single track here, I've gone over to the right here to give myself a little bit more room. Because I'm not blocking the road, because nobody can get down here with us being on there. So they have parked, so we didn't need the extra room. You see what it does to the visibility? Kind of makes life a bit awkward, doesn't it? People do want to be parked right next to where they live.
People like to park right on the end there, and then you can't see, and there's big parks at the shop on the road, and you only got that little tiny bit in the middle to the road for 2 lanes of traffic.
Do you know what the rule is there about parking next to junctions?
You're not allowed to, you've got to leave a certain amount of space.
That's right, quite right. So how about here? Do we need a signal to pass these parked cars, do you think?
No, because you can see clearly, you can clearly be seen, and you've got plenty of space to...
And it's obvious what I'm up to.
Yeah.
So it's not really going to benefit anybody. But if I was changing position to go past them, then obviously it would. So today's all really about putting everything together and making sure that we've got all of our basic skills in place. The gear change and the steering, the observation, all the bits and pieces. Oh, sneaks up on you this turning. Because we're on a slightly higher speed road, I've signalled very, very early just to make sure that the guy behind gets the message and doesn't come ploughing in the back of us. So this is the area we'll use to practice.
It's like a road inside a road, isn't it?
It is. It is. We'll go past here because we're a little close to the junction. Took it until we've gone past those potholes. So do you think this is a convenient place to stop? So what we're looking for is safe, legal and convenient. How do you reckon this is?
Alright, because there's plenty of space between you and that other parked car.
Yeah. How about here?
True, there is driveway, so not really, because you're not supposed to block the driveway.
Yeah, it becomes, there you go, right on cue, somebody wants to come out. So we move further forward. We don't want to aggravate people unnecessarily.
That'd be a good video, wouldn't it? Somebody yelling at you in the middle of your driving lesson because you've blocked them in.
Yeah. So as you can see here, we're on a bit of a hill. So what I've got kind of planned is there's a loop that goes around. Obviously we're starting uphill here. We'd like to turn right, see where the red bin thing is?
Yeah.
There's a right turn just there. And then it goes around, another right turn, come this way, and then we've got a left-hand loop as well. So we can do uphill, downhill starts. When we get onto that new road, let's park cars.
Right.
So does that seem like a reasonable
Yep.
place to do it? Do you want me to drive around the route so you can get a look at it first, or do you just want to wait till we get there? And
No, wait till I get there.
righty-ho. In that
Surprise.
case, a nice surprise when we get there. Well, let's swap seats.
Okay.
That's good. Remember your precautions before opening the door. Like to do your normal checks and adjustments.
Aye, aye. I was thinking I might put the seat up a bit further.
Okay, well, we can try and see how it feels.
It's fun being a midget, you get to sit very close to the dashboard. Oh dear, you're too big you are. Oh, I need to turn the electrics on down.
There you go.
And how do I get it to go up?
On the right hand side of the seat there's a little lever. You just kind of pump that up and down and it'll rise.
Oh. Did I do that? Right.
No, you have to give it a good... You should feel it lift. There you go.
Oh yeah. That's better.
Sometimes it feels like it's going to snap off, doesn't it? Does that feel better?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So in order to do this loop, obviously we're going to have to turn off this road.
Yep.
So as we go up there to turn right, if there's traffic coming this way, who has priority, do you think?
Then. So wait till they've gone past before
That's it.
turning.
So if you do see somebody, what might you do about that? Obviously if they're coming you can stop, but...
You
on the,
indicate to show them you're ready to turn, that's why you stopped.
that's it. How about as you're approaching, do you think you could maybe adjust your speed a little and time it so they've gone?
Yeah, if you can see them come in.
Yeah, that would be an option. Do you feel comfortable making those judgment calls going around there? Or do you want me to give you a hand with that?
I'll have a go, but if there is a car coming, you might just want to just hint. And
Okay, yeah, sure. So I'll let you have a go, but help if it looks like you
Yeah.
need me. Brilliant, we can do that. So as we come to move away uphill here, what's the main differences from what we've done before, do you think?
you need to make sure you don't roll back.
How might you do that?
In the video, didn't she put the clutch down? To the floor, but I can't remember if that was up or down.
That's going downhill, but thinking about it here, if I let go of the handbrake here, what would happen, do you think?
I don't know.
Should
Would
we
it
try?
matter if we're in gear?
We're going to roll back, aren't we?
Yeah.
So how might you stop it doing that?
Brake.
But in terms of moving off.
Accelerator.
And in terms of, we found the bike before, and that was enough to hold the car still. Do you think that'll be the same, or do you think you'll need a little bit more power through the wheels, or a bit less? Or?
Probably a bit more.
Okay. Do you want to?
So just find biting point.
Yeah.
Okay.
The biting point will be slightly different on a hill, because you'll need, the biting point on the
More
level.
power.
That's it. You need more power through, so that means setting a little bit more, letting a little bit more through. But it's, again, what I'd like you to do is to just kind of get the feel of it.
Yeah.
So, in terms of doing that, what I think we should do is maybe get ourselves ready, move off, and then stop somewhere along here up the hill.
Yeah.
How about, see where the telegraph pole is?
Yeah.
Maybe if we stop level with that. And again, what we're doing is we're getting used to judging these distances, because on future lessons we're going to have to be coming to a stop at stop lanes and maybe at giveaway lanes, that kind of stuff. So it's just about judging it. Do you feel comfortable to have a go? Or do you want any more help from me? Or
So just in gear, find biting point, and then set off like normal, but obviously put a bit more pressure on
Yeah.
gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll try it. Don't worry if it goes wrong. We've just found a way that doesn't work, and we'll just find a way that does.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Never to be scared of making mistakes. I've got you covered if you need me.
So we don't end up crashing into somebody else.
That'd be good. When you think you've got it, let go of the handbrake. Nearly. Got handbrake neutral. So what happened there?
That's it.
Just roll back a little bit.
Power, was there?
Well, we had probably had enough power. We
But
weren't.
the clutch wasn't up enough.
That's it. So have another bat. Don't worry if it does roll back. I won't let it roll back too far.
No.
It's just finding, getting the feel for it. How does that feel?
Yeah.
Shall we test it? So we're just rolling back, so that's it.
I kept pushing down on clutches to never.
And then we'll bring it to a stop next to the telegraph pole. That's pretty good. Now relax. Still in gear. Deep breath.
Oh.
One more click on the handbrake. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so wasn't too bad.
No.
What might you do different this time?
Not press clutch down when I want to go forward.
That's fine.
Yeah. I was like pressing clutch down and thinking, hang on a minute, I'm supposed to like letting this up, not pushing it down.
Well, that's what it's all about, and it is just getting a feel for it. So you're making the adjustment. So, it was reasonably successful, I think. Shall we try
Well,
again?
we still went forward instead of mostly backwards, didn't we?
We did. So that's progress. That's the way we were hoping to go. How about this for maybe an exercise we could try? Let's see if we can get it to just stop and hold it still before we move. So you really find that bite. And if you need to make the adjustments, just make them. I've got you covered if it doesn't work.
Okay.
Does that sound like a plan?
So just try and
Just
keep
hold it
it stopped,
still.
but without the handbrake on.
That's it.
Right.
You
Okay.
explained it better than I did. Well, you ready?
I always have to simplify things, everybody.
That's fine.
Otherwise
Simple's
I don't
good.
understand.
Down a little bit.
Oh.
Oh, so we just let the gas off rather than push the clutch down, so we can keep the power set and then regulate how much gets through. That makes sense?
Right,
So
you need
what
to
we did
keep
there
the
was-
accelerator sort of steady,
Steady, that's it.
and then just side clutch.
Exactly right.
Oh.
Have another go. Once you think you've got it, let the handbrake go, we'll test it. Make any adjustments just with the clutch. Down a little bit. So you've just got it balanced so that it doesn't move. So down a touch. If it rolls back, bring it up a touch. How's that?
Right, that's it, I think.
That's your biting point on the hill. So you've got the feel for that. So while we've got it held, we can then do our final observations.
Okie
Where else do we need to check?
Nice one.
That's the one. And when you're ready, we'll just move off slowly. Take that road on the right. How was that?
That was better.
That was
With
excellent.
more control.
It's just fine in these little positions. So we're going to turn right into here. That's a good approach speed. You've got time to see if there's anybody coming.
Just in case somebody does come.
That's it. Make sure we can make the turn. Have a quick look in. We okay to go?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then what we'll do is we'll pull up along here on the left. I'll let you find a convenient, safe and legal place.
There's too many driveways.
And relax. So how do you think that was?
That was a little better.
It was, okay. It's finding the feel for it. And you know, a stall doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there because it's only this much difference on the clutch pedal. And you can't learn to do things without getting it wrong first.
No.
You know, you think about the first time you iced a cake. How was that? You look back at
Well,
it now and
wonky.
think, But by doing it that, and then you learn from it, and the next one gets a little better, a little better, a little better. So, how do you think we are here in terms of safe, legal and convenient?
Pretty alright.
Yeah, not blocking any driveways.
I mean, not too much on cable roads so people can't get past or anything, so...
It's just nice.
Yeah.
So we've left enough space. We used a signal when we stopped. What was your thinking behind that?
Just in case somebody came out one at driveways or somebody came in down one at
Yeah.
turn around corner when I didn't see him or something.
If there's nobody to signal to, if it's not going to be helpful or want another road user, you wouldn't use one.
No.
If you're not sure, like you're thinking, "Oh, is there somebody there by?" Then just use one.
Yeah.
The way you're going to be assessed is the examiner wants to see that you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, that you are checking your mirrors and you've made a conscious decision rather than just slavishly doing it all the time. So, shall we have another go moving off away here? Are we level? Uphill? Downhill?
Pretty much level, it just starts to curve towards the end, doesn't it?
Okay. So what I'd like you to do is to move off and then we'll stop. You see, just when it starts to roll downhill, probably where he is about now.
Okay.
Do you think we might need to change gear on the way up to there? What do you reckon?
Probably not. Because if you're stopping that soon.
Okay. Off you go when you're ready. That's good, excellent. Well done. How was that in terms of smoothness?
Nice.
It certainly was. What happened there, Luke?
I don't know.
Still in gear.
That's what it is.
But-
This gear stick's going to do mine up in the end of it.
You'll get used to it. I mean, if you think about it, you haven't done it that many times yet. So, looking at that last move off and stop, how do you think that was in terms of smoothness?
Fine.
Were we
Yeah,
under
just
control?
looking for a position to stop where it went in a
Well, that was my next question. Where we've stopped. Do
driveway.
you think it's okay?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think you picked probably the best position you could have. You're clear of the driveways. You've got yourself nicely tucked in. So, in terms of our move off and stop on the last one, we were prepare, observe, move. Did we do all those effectively? I think we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
So this time, we're pointing downhill a little bit. If I let go of the handbrake, we'll just start to move. So, what do you think you might do different here?
The biting point might be different.
But also, because gravity is going to make the car pull away more or less on its
Less
own.
power.
Exactly right. What you can do is you just put the clutch down, put it into first, and then put your right foot on the brake. That holds the car still. Let go of the handbrake, and then bring it up to the bite. And then when you're ready to go, you just let go of the foot brake. And as that comes up, the gas goes on. So all in one sweep movement. Some people like to hold the brake and just start it off and then find the bite. I think it's better, personally, to find the bite and then move your foot to the gas, because you've then got usable power if you need it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you still need to find the bite. But we tried both ways. So do you want to have a bash moving away downhill?
Yeah.
See how that feels? So you can put your foot in the foot brake. Just let go of the handbrake. You just want to find the bite. Obviously you have to be gentle this time because there's not much power on. And then when you're ready to go, just let go of the foot brake. And we're already away. And then what I'd like you to do is to pull up about a car and a half away from that blue one. So how did that feel?
A bit odd. Not used to not having it on.
So it's quite different, isn't it? So we use that. Now here you can see we're a little bit more downhill. So if the hill is steeper, You might even get away with pulling away in a higher gear.
Yeah.
Just depends. Sometimes on big hills you might pull away in third gear. But because you've got the momentum of the car to carry you, you don't need the power.
Yeah.
The reason that I like to go for the find the bike first is because if you found yourself, if somebody came up behind you quickly and you need to get out of the way, you're already on the point. Whereas if you've got to set the gas and find the bike, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. You want to have another go at that? What I'd like you to do is to move forward and stop about a car and a half away from him, so we can get used to doing an angled pull away.
So.
Just a short move off and stop. So then, do you want to try this one in a second? See how it feels?
Yeah. So I'm going
We'll just move off and stop just before that car.
just before that car. Okay.
That's it. Cool.
Are we doing?
Yeah, we'll do the
brake?
downhill. We'll do the downhill effort first. So once you've got your foot in the brake, you can let go of the handbrake. Then I'll just pull in about a car and a half away from him. That'll do next thing.
Forgetting which pedal to do.
Okay. So it's just another technique. You wouldn't necessarily always use it, but it just makes life a little bit easier, because if you're setting the gas and find the bike in first gear, as soon as you let go of the handbrake, whack, and you need second gear immediately.
Yeah.
So there's just no point.
It's too much more to mess about with, isn't it? Worry about.
That's right. So here, of course, we're pulling away from behind a parked car. What do you think you might need to do different here?
Signal.
Mm-hmm.
Have your steering wheel already sort of pointed that way. Make sure there's nobody coming behind you.
Okay.
And make sure there's nobody coming the other way.
Okay.
If there is, you have to wait for them first. Cause
The only problem with moving the steering before you've moved is that's what you call dry steering. Any idea why you might not do that?
Does it make more damage to the car?
It can do, yeah. It can be kind of wearing the mechanism when you are scrubbing the tyres a little. So it's something we try not to do, although you're not going to get heavily penalised for doing it. But in terms of your moving off and stopping technique, or using the uphill on the level or downhill technique here, what do you think?
Probably the downhill, because it's already still sloped
Okay.
and you won't be moving as fast.
Do you want to have a go?
Okay.
What are we looking for in terms of success here? How will we think it's been successful?
To get to the other side of the car without crashing into anybody.
That's a good idea. Yep, that's cool.
Making sure I indicate.
Okay.
That'd be a good thing to remember. Try not to stall it halfway out in the middle of the road,
All right,
because that might be a bit dangerous if there is a car coming.
possibly.
There's another car after it, so shall I just go around that one as well, because they're like quite close, there's no point in tucking in.
That was my next question. And then looking further down the road, what do we see?
And park car on opposite side, and
Okay.
junction.
Who
sort of
has
thing.
priority in terms of the parked car? Or some people coming the other way?
Me.
Okay. What are you going to do if they don't give you it?
Stop.
Because just because we've got priority doesn't mean we're going to get it, does it?
No.
And then you quite rightly identified that there's a junction. It's this sort of shape. This road goes at that angle, then we come down.
Yeah.
There's no markings on this junction at all to
So
say
it's
who has priority.
Anybody's.
So what do you think we might do about that?
Stop and look first before you go out.
Yeah. Now, if you have a look, how much of a view do you think you're going to get on the way in? Any idea?
Not like that.
So, what sort of speed might we approach it?
Quite slow.
Okay. And then, slow enough to have a look, see if there's anybody coming, and if there isn't anybody coming, we'll just take the road to the left. Does that sound like a plan?
To left.
Yep. I'll remind you as we get down there.
Okay.
Off you go when you're ready. Do you want to just have a go on me jumping if you need me?
Yeah, we'll do it like that.
Excellent. That sounds like
Do you
a plan.
reckon first or second gear?
Well, what would be the advantages of first, do you think? Over second?
It'd still be going quite slow.
Yeah. Do you think that would be useful, yeah?
Probably.
Okay. Works for me. As long as it works for you. Excellent, well done.
Oh, yeah.
Well done. I think dependency first, give you a little bit more control. Well done. So we're going to go left at the end. So just come in at a speed that you feel comfortable. You could stop if there was somebody coming. So you could stay in this gear or go up. What do you reckon?
Probably stay in this gear till the right corner.
That's cool. So as you can see, as you get closer, it starts to open up a little bit. That's cool.
Can't really see anywhere. We're going down there.
This one over here.
Right.
That's okay. Handbrake neutral. And relax. Deep breath. And start the engine. And then what we'll do is we'll go around to the left, and then once you find a convenient place, we'll pull up and stop. This is the nice thing about this location, it's very quiet. Well done. So how much can we see here?
Not a right lot.
So you've done the right thing and adjusted the speed. Yeah, so that
And
kind
it's getting
of
narrower
blocks your
as
view.
well.
And then we'll find a convenient place to stop somewhere along this road.
There's not very many convenient places
It can be
to make
difficult sometimes,
driveways.
isn't it? It can be difficult. That's about the best you can manage on this stretch of road, I reckon.
There we go.
Well done. That's it. We've got it. So how was that? Let's work our way from the start, the pull away from behind the car.
Pull away was a little bit jerky, but once I got my feet right, it just went.
Well, it started a little bit jerky, but what did you do at that point? Can you remember? You adjusted.
Yeah.
Can you remember how you adjusted?
Took my foot off brake.
But at that point we were also still going a little bit quick, and you might not even realise you did it. You pushed the clutch down a little bit, stopped the power getting through,
Yeah.
which slowed the car down, which is exactly what was required. So well done there. How was your observation?
Fine.
Good. Did we signal when we needed to?
Yep.
Excellent. As we came to the junction, the approach, you could see that it wasn't terribly clear. Do you think you came in at the right speed?
Yeah.
Cool. A little bit of a hiccup on the stall. Neither here nor there. This is why we're in a quiet area, so that works.
I got confused to which foot was going where.
Well, it's if you ever think about how many times you've done this, it's not very many, is it?
Yeah.
Really, in reality. So the stall doesn't count really. This is why with the reflective logs, we always try and say to you, or we try and start off with, what went well, and then what do you want to work on? Because it's very easy from that whole stuff, all the stuff that you've done there. The one thing that'll stick in your mind more than anything else is a stall, and that's just the natural order of things. So if we let you focus on that, you say, how was today's lesson? No, it was rubbish because I stalled.
Yeah.
Whereas, how was today's lesson? Well, I learned how to pull away uphill, downhill. I learned to negotiate some very basic junctions. I pulled away from behind a parked car, and I've refined my clutch control. However, I stalled. That's a whole different picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
So should we have a quick look at our targets for today and see how we're doing? That's always a good guide, as long as it's gone well, of course. So there you go. And there's your pen that you left last week.
That's mine. Muntins.
Muntins, I saved it for you. So, you know which mirrors to use and why before signalling, changing road position, speeding up, slowing down, or opening doors?
Yep.
There you go. I know when, where, and how I might use flashing headlights. So we kind of covered that.
Yeah, because that's to let them know you're there, isn't it?
It is, but it gets used for after
For
you,
letting
mate.
people out, yeah.
Can you think of the disadvantages there?
Because they might think it's safe, but they can't see what the car coming that you can see, or whatever,
Yeah.
or the pedestrian crossing that you can see.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
the opposite way to you, aren't they?
And of course, the person coming the other way might have done it by accident. Hand signals, any idea about those? How you might use hand signals instead of indicators?
There's like right turn, which is just straight.
That's it.
Then like move it round for
Brilliant.
left.
Yep.
And then up and down for slowing down.
That's it. So when do you think you might use those?
If you like have gone on your indicators or electric's not working or something like that, you're going to garage.
Yeah, absolutely. But sometimes the slowing down one, can you think when you might use that on the open road if your indicators and your brake lights and everything were working?
It said in that video at crossings to let somebody behind you know you're slowing down, let people
Just
know that you're
reinforces it.
slowing down.
That's
so
right.
you can't see your brake lights.
Well done. Excellent. I think we can take that then, can't we?
Yep.
Moving off and stopping and meeting traffic. We haven't met any traffic, unfortunately, but we will do soon. Under control on various gradients and on roads with a little bit more traffic than lesson 1. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting
Remember,
there.
it always says here that you feel confident in your ability to.
Yeah.
So as long as you're saying yep, then that's definitely ticked off or crossed or whatever we're going to do with it.
I know how to do it. It's just I think I need probably more practice
More
not to stall it. That's the only.
Well, everything we're going to do from this point forward involves all of the stuff we've done in these previous lessons. And what we're doing then is we're just looking for situations that are maybe slightly busier, slightly more complicated junctions, and we're just building their skills up that way. Deal with meeting traffic situations caused by parked vehicles. Traffic calming measures we haven't done yet, but we will do later. We've done a bit of that with the parked cars, so we've investigated. You know who has priority, I think. So do you feel comfy about that? How about moving off at an angle behind a parked vehicle or an obstruction?
Yeah.
Done that on the level, okay. And then the second one, the last one, I am able to make effective use of the mirrors, so I'm aware of what's behind.
Yep.
Happy with that? Take them all off then. At the bottom, it's test requirements. So, how do you feel today went? Obviously do your reflection afterwards, but...
Probably not quite as smooth as the first few lessons, because I seem to pick that up a lot easier than...
Well, it's something...
I think it's the hill start that put me off. It's using the brake that's a bit
we're on
odd.
Yes. It's different.
Yeah.
And it's not something you're going to use a lot, but it is a technique that we want to build in at this point. Most of the difference you'll do is when it's an uphill start. The downhill starts, it's... Sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't, it just depends. But it's a technique that you've got in your armoury now. Something that also happens, which is very, very common, in fact, nearly all learner drivers, when you're learning something new, something that you already know gets a bit icky. Yeah. But that's the natural order thing, so it's not something we spend time worrying about because we know that it's going to fix itself. It's like, when you're getting used to the feel, like last week and the week before, when you're getting used to the feel of stuff, and maybe the observations don't work 100%, it doesn't matter, I'm taking care of it. Yeah. We're not worried about that, we're worried about the new stuff. So what do you think would be a good lesson for next time? What do you reckon? If you want to look at your skills diagram at the front, see what our options are. Obviously the next one in line is number 5, emergency stop. But as you also look along that line, you can do any of those. We could do basic junctions. We could start work on manoeuvres. These ones are in grey, roundabouts and traffic signals, because we're probably going to come across those now at this level. Yeah. We'll deal with them at a basic level, probably. I'll help you through them, or we'll give you a go at doing them yourself, because they are very basic. We'll come back to them at this level to deal with them thoroughly. So you could do any one of those along there, or even this one, or a combination of those, which is fine too. So you don't have to make a decision now.
What's 5 and 6?
That's emergency stop, and that's basic junctions. So we're going to be doing what we've done today, but a lot more of that. Looking at giveaway lanes, stop lanes, who has priorities, and then just dealing with basic junctions and the technique that's involved in it. But we may get the chance to do this as well, if you like. So, or we could start down the manoeuvre route. Entirely up to you.
Can we come back to them if we do?
Of course we can.
Yeah, start doing these ones.
Okay. Any particular order you want to do them? Have a think about that too. Do you want to maybe see if we can do both of those next time?
Yeah.
Does that sound like a plan? Okay.
Might need to know how to do an emergency stop first before we go to Junction.
well, we like to do it early for that very reason, so that it's not the main thing is that you then know you can do it. And for us, it tidies up a lot of loose ends. You know, we're refining our braking by learning how to brake to the fullest extent as well as the gentlest. And it does mean, of course, if somebody does pull out, well, I know you can do it. So yeah, so that sounds like a provisional plan, 5 and 6.
Yep.
If you want to watch or whatever preparation you want to do, if you want to watch the video, do the quiz, whichever works for you, really. And we'll look at getting into those next time. What days are you off next week? Let me think about it.
Monday, Tuesday.
Tuesday again? Is that okay? Same time? Yep. For a bit longer this time?
Yep.
Excellent. Then if you want to have a look at those, that's brilliant. We'll swap seats. Do you want to have another couple of hill starts up here before we head on home? Brilliant.
They were a bit dodgy.
Nah, they're alright. It's just the first time you've done them. Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, that way.
I was watching you struggle there.
Right.
Well done.
Try not to roll then.
Did well. Did very well. Now, because we're practicing here, don't worry too much of it. We're going to stop because we are moving straight off again.
Right.
So if we stop somewhere along here before the park car. Now we can practice another angle start. How was that, do you think?
Better. Not as much of a roll.
Lovely.
It wasn't as much of an incline, so...
But the key thing for me is you made the adjustment. It's not that much different, you know. If you look in your mirror back down the road, it's quite steep. Maybe not quite as. But again, from here, do you want to move off and we'll pull around the car and stop a little further up?
Yeah.
Want another bash?
Shall I pull it in just before Junction then?
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, she's there. I wonder where she's gone.
It's good that you're aware of her, though.
Oh.
Well, we're already in the gap, so there's not much to be done. And relax. How did that feel?
Better than last time.
What's she doing? We're refining it all the time. As we move on to these next lessons, you're going to be moving off and stopping loads. You know, where here we've done, you know, several. When we get into basic junctions, you'll be doing dozens.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, by the time you get the test, you'll have moved off and stopped probably more than 1,000 times. So it'll be slick. Well done. Let's swap seats, and don't forget to switch the engine off. Make the car safe before we get out. And then you can have a look at your super duper parking at this side. Or if you want to gauge as to how good your parking is, have a look back down the road and see how everybody else is parked.
True.
Well done. Good stuff.